William Shakespeare, author, poet, playwright, philosopher, Stratford's proudest flower, transplanted from the English countryside to bask in the warmth of London's literary greenhouse, where he, despite the ravages of male-patterned baldness, successfully planted his potent seed of poetical genius in the fertile womb of Elizabeth's England. There it grew through the lymphatic system of Western civilization to become the oozing carbuncle of knowledge and understanding that rests on the very top of our collective understanding to this very day. And so, how do we, 21st century inhabitants of this intellectual age, appreciate the works of William Shakespeare? Well, I believe that I can illustrate this point with a brief poll of the audience. Lizzie, can I get some house lights, please? Those of you who have encountered the bard in any form, read him, seen a performance, just please, raise your hand now. Oh, wow.
But didn't you get an A in Dr. Cole's class?
It was an A-.
Oh, well, I guess you're gonna have to make something up there because I got an A minus too.
Okay, what should I
Just narrow it down. Narrow the place down.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask a more specific question, shall we? How many of you all have encountered all is well that ends well? Some of you. Let us see if we have any extraordinarily preeminent Shakespearean scholars in the audience tonight. Those of you who have seen or read King John? Oh. Seen it? Read it? Great. Anyone else? King John? Ah, yes, you.
I schmooped it.
Wow. You know what? Would you mind telling us what King John is about?
Yeah, of course, it's about a hunchback.
A hunchback? King John has nothing to do with a hunchback. No. King John is about a king named John. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand up for a moment? Ecce homo.
Hey,
Now, presuming from your obvious lack of fluency in Latin, may I presume that you have not matriculated yet?
I mean, not yet. Is that a little personal?
Ladies and gentlemen, standing here before you is an example of a person who has been dragged here by her boyfriend, hopped up on Red Bull, and hoping for some extra credit in Dr. Alonja's class. And now, let's take a look at the person sitting next to you. Do you recognize the same lifeless expression in his face, the same pores oozing with intellectual immaturity? Keep looking. Or do you perhaps see there a longing for intellectual salvation?
Can I sit down now?
No! You stand here before us as an example of an individual whose ability to appreciate, much less understand the bard's brilliance words, has been systematically sodomized by the Instagram, the Twitter, Japanese cartoons. I can't believe this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we descend among you on a mission from God, the holy bard himself, to spread the word of William Shakespeare. I dream of a day when this book will be found in every hotel room across the country. Can I get an amen? Amen! Ladies and gentlemen, we stand here tonight to bring you the gift of literary salvation. Can I get an amen? Amen! Now, on with the show, and may the bard be with you. And as any owner of this fine collection would know, no complete works of William Shakespeare would be truly complete without a brief biography of the man himself. And so, without further ado, allow me to introduce the next member of our troupe, Mr. Thomas Mayer.
nudge them. They go in an order.
Okay. He's a sensible fellow.
All right. So I was just backstage, and I Wikipedia'd Shakespeare's life so you guys can know about all the cool stuff he did. Sound good?
Yeah.
William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in the town of Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire. The third of 8 children, who is the eldest son of John Shakespeare, a locally prominent merchant, and Mary Arden, daughter of a Roman Catholic member of the landed gentry. In 1582, he married a farmer's daughter named Anne Hathaway. Isn't that the chick from the Princess Diaries?
Different Anne Hathaway.
Too bad, she was hot. Shakespeare arrived in London in 1588. By 1592, he had achieved success as an actor and a playwright. After 1608, his dramatic production lessened and seems he spent more time in Stratford. There he dictated to his secretary, Rudolf Hess, the work Mein Kampf, in which he set out his program for the restoration of Germany to a dominant position in Europe. After reoccupying the Rhineland zone between Germany and France and annexing Austria, the Sudetenland, and the remainder of Czechoslovakia, Shakespeare invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939, thus precipitating World War II. I never knew that. Shakespeare remained in Berlin when the Russians entered the city and committed suicide with his mistress Eva Braun. He lies buried in the church at Stratford. Thank you.
Now, with that brilliant introduction by Mr. Thomas Merritt, allow me to introduce the rest of our motley crew. Say hello! Hi! And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present the complete works of William Shakespeare, abridged. All the world's a stage, and the men and the women are merely players. In their times, they have their exits and their entrances, and a single man may play many different roles. How many roles? Well, according to my calculations, there are 1,122 roles. Way too many. So let's begin our condensement of the Bard's work by first traveling to Verona, Italy, where we'll meet 2 of the Bard's most famous characters, Romeo and Juliet. Prologue.
2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene, where ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventure piteous o'erthrows, do with their death bury their parents' strife.
Act 1, Scene 1. 2 men, tall and handsome, one named Benvolio, the other named Samson. Their hatred fueled by an ancient feud for one Sirs Capulet and the other Montague.
It's him. I hate him. I swear to his dog. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir, I do not. I do but bite my thumb.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you. Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
For if you do, I am for you. I serve a good man as you.
No better.
Yes, better.
You lie.
Down with the Montagues.
Yours, Capulet.
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, on pain of torture, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. Benvolio, come you this afternoon to know our father pleasure in this case.
Ass hat. Oh, where's Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fright. But see, he comes. Good morrow, cuz.
Today so young.
But who's your kind?
Amy, sad hours seem long.
What's saddest lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Out of love.
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gently in its view, should be so rough and tyrannous in proof.
Alas, that love whose views muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will.
Go ye to the feast of Capulets. There sups the fair Rosalind whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona.
Go thither and compare her face with some that I shall show, and I shall make thee think thy swan, the crow.
None fairer than my love.
There's fruit here.
Let's go.
I be to the feast of Capulet, where Romeo shall meet his Juliet, and in the scene of timeless romance, he shall try to get into Juliet's pants.
Oh, she doth teach us the torches to burn bright. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty until this night. If I profane with mine worthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this, my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough tuft with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands much. What mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands that pilgrim hands do touch, and palm to palm this holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they might use in prayer.
Then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do.
Saints do not move, but grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not while my prayers affect thy sake.
And from my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, so trespass really urged. Give me my sin again. Man,
It's in the script! Puppy mother!
is she a Capulet? Nay, so I fear, the more is mine rest. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks?
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. What's in a name anyway? That which one calls the nose by any other name would still smell. O Romeo, doff thy name, and in its place, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I shall be new baptized. Henceforth I shall never
Call you what?
I said, call me but love, and I shall be new baptized.
Call you but love?
No, I say, call me but love.
Okay, but love. What man art thou? Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
Then dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. But if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. O Romeo, if thou dost love me, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I
Well,
swear.
swear not by the moon.
What shall I swear by? Lady, by yonder blessed virgin I swear.
No, I don't think so. I don't want you to swear at all. Although I join thee, I join not in this contract tonight. It's too rash, too sudden, too ill-advised. Too much like lightning, which ceases to beat. Here one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. Sweet, good night. Yo, but love!
Oh, don't be restful and satisfied.
The satisfaction must thou have tonight. Second basis for second date, Mom. Parting is some sweet sorrow. Bye, but love.
Like Cupid, he be crippled, but Juliet had a learned because whose loathsome name was Tybalt.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain, therefore turn and draw.
Tybalt, I do protest, for I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise.
Thou wretched boy, I am for you.
Oh!
Wow. Moving right along. With Tybalt slain, the lovers are cursed, despite the best efforts of friar and nurse. Their fate pursues them, they can't seem to duck it, and by the end of Act 5, they both kick the bucket.
Gallop apace, O fiery-footed steeds, and bring in civil knight immediately. Come, O knight, come, gentle knight, come, civil knight, come, Romeo, come, knight, come, loving black-browed knight. Oh, knight, 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 come, 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 and bring me my Romeo! Oh, my nurse! Dude, your boobs. Oh, shit. So, nurse.
Alack the day, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
How do we so envious?
Oh, Romeo, who would have ever thought it? Romeo!
What devil art thou to torment me thus? This torture shall be wrought in death no hell. Has Romeo slain himself?
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine own eyes. here in his manly breast.
Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead?
No, Tybalt is slain and Romeo is banished. Romeo who killed Tybalt, he is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alack the day it did.
So, Tybalt is dead. He would have killed my husband. Well, that's good, isn't it? I said, well, that's good, isn't it? Damn right! And Tybalt is, and Romeo lives, whom my Tybalt would have slain. Well, that's good, isn't it? And why don't I feel good? This isn't a good day for Juliet. This is a bad day. This is an icky caca wee wee pee pee weep a woman don't fall down day. Oh, fire alarms! Romeo is banished and Tybalt is slain, and I've got cramps and I'm not so fresh feeling. Do you have anything to help me?
Take your, Jula and, suck. Around the cold and drowsy human.
Oh, I feel a cold and a drowsy humor running through my veins. Thanks, Obi-Wan. Oh, it's not mango!
No, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath no power yet upon thy beauty. O Juliet, why art thou yet so fair?
Dunno, lucky I guess.
Yes, my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss I die. Thus with a kiss I die.
Oh, good morning. Oh, where's my love? What? A jewel in hand, and not a drop left for me? Well then, I'll be brief. Happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There, Ross, and let me die.
With a taste of this jewel, I'm on a ride. It's toxic, I'm slipping under. Taste of its poison paradise. I'm addicted to jewels, don't you know that it's toxic?
Let's see how long that took us. Let's see, 14 minutes times 37 is, just under 7 hours. Okay, you know what? No worries. Romeo and Juliet was a Shakespearean classic. Unlike this next play, Crisis Andronicus, which Shakespeare wrote as a 24-year-old starving artist, unsure where his next meal was coming from. No wonder why food dominates this drama. And so, we now present Titus Andronicus, the primitive revenge drama, as a cooking show.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Gory Gourmet. I'm Titus Andronicus. Now, when you've had a lousy day, your left hand chopped off, your son's murdered, your daughter raped, her tongue cut out, and both her hands chopped off, well, the last thing you want to do is cook. Unless, of course, you cook the rapist and serve him to his mother at a dinner party. My daughter Lavinia and I will show you how. Good evening, Lavinia.
Good evening, baby.
And how are we feeling today?
Papa, baby.
That's a pisser. But we'll soon get our revenge. Now hark, villain. I will grind your bones to dust. and of the blood on it I'll make a paste, and of the paste a coffin I shall rear, and make a pasty of your shameful head. Come, Lavinia, receive the blood. Now we want to make a nice, clean incision from the carotid to the jugular, like so.
It's really both, Bobby.
Now, you want to be sure to use a big bowl for this, because the human body has about 4 quarts of blood in it. And when that he is dead, which should be right about now, let me go grind his bones to powder small, and with this hateful liquor temper it, and knit that paste let his vile head be baked at about 350 degrees. And 45 minutes later, you'll have this lovely human head pie, which I prepared earlier. I even chopped up some ladyfingers for dessert. Now who wants to try this delicious high-protein treat? Welcome, good lord. Welcome, dread queen. Will it please you eat? Will it please you feed? It's finger licking good.
Favorite.
High five. Well, that's all the time we have. Be sure to tune in next week when we'll see Timon of Athens teach us how to make a ratatouille out of his special guest, the Merry Wives of Windsor. Say goodnight, Lavinia.
Bye-bye, Bavivia.
That's close enough. Good night, everyone. And remember,
Bone apple beef.
Disgusting, but inexplicably one of the most popular plays of Shakespeare's time. Its success allowed him to broaden his artistic horizons, moving beyond the primitive revenge drama to complex works like Othello, The Moor of Venice, where we will truly investigate the meaning of human life.
I'm sorry about this. Seems that Benny, secure in the infallibility of the internet, Googled the word more and determined that's a place where you tie up boats.
Hey, I didn't Google it, I wikied it.
Benny, he was the host.
I feel like such a villain.
God, Benny's so ignorant. So what is it for?
Well, interestingly, this is a subject of blazing scholarly debate. To the Elizabethans, a more could either refer to specifically the Berbers in North Africa, or, more generally, anyone of sub-Saharan African descent.
So Othello's black.
You mean African American?
Doesn't he make it live in Italy?
Yeah, okay, so he's African Italian.
Can we just do it in blackface?
What? Are you trying to piss off Oprah? No. Today's entertainment culture expects sensitive, ethnically appropriate casting. If Othello's African Italian, we can't do it without a genuine, Korean-loving, spaghetti-loving homeboy.
Guys, just because we're white doesn't mean we can't represent the Afro-Italian condition.
Yo.
I got this idea, kind of old school, totally boatless. You just gotta get a beat going. Here's the story of a brother named Othello. He loved white women. He loved green jello.
Oh yeah? Yeah? And a punk named Iago, who made himself a menace, because he didn't like Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Now Othello got married to Desdemona.
But he took off for the wars and he left her alona.
It was a Mona.
A grona.
He left her alona.
He didn't write a letter and he didn't telephone her. Othello loved Desi like Adonis loved Jimmy.
And Desi loved Othello because he had a big sword.
But Iago had a plan that was clever and slick. He was trapped.
He was sly.
He was sort of a penis.
You say I'm gonna shaft the war.
How you gonna do it?
Tell us.
Well, I know he's tragic, but
Too damn jealous.
I need a dupe, I need a dope, I need a kind of schmo.
So we find a chump sucker by the name of Cassio.
And he put him on Desdemona's handkerchief.
And Othello gets to wonder just maybe, while he been out fighting, commanding an army.
Have Desi and Cass been playing Heiza Salami?
Come back home and he smothered the biatch.
And you think he pulled it off without a hiat.
But there, right there, is Amelia at the door.
Who we met in Act 4.
She say, yo homie, she wasn't no hoe. She was
Pure, clean,
she was
burning up too. So why'd you have to go and make her face turn blue?
It's true,
It's you.
now what you gonna do? And Othello say,
Damn, this is getting pretty scary.
So he pulled out his blade and committed Harry Carey.
do that funky Moor thing, white boy.
Alright, why don't we move on from all this heavy tragedy and get to the comedies?
Colonies!
See, Shakespeare was an expert at taking other theatrical traditions, like Ovid's hilarious Metamorphoses or the rich Italian tradition of Commedia dell'arte, and combining them into his own masterpieces.
Isn't that just plagiarism?
No, Kelly. As a member of the DC, I know what plagiarism is. Shakespeare didn't plagiarize, he distilled.
Whatever. He's a big cheater.
Hey, it takes a real genius to milk 5 ideas into 16 plays.
Yeah, but I can never tell them apart. Like, what's that one with the shipwreck, the identical twins, and the big wedding at the end?
Oh, all of them?
See, that sucks.
Well, you see, Shakespeare was essentially a formula writer. Once he found an idea that worked, he used it
Over and over and over again. Well, obviously, Shakespeare should have written one exemplary play instead of 16 suck ones. That's why I've taken the liberty of condensing Shakespeare's comedic diarrhea into a single, solid, well-formed lump of hilarity, which I've entitled The Comedy of Two Well-Measured Gentlemen Lost in the Merry Wives of Venice on a Midsummer's 12th Night in Winter. Or,
Cymbeline taming Pericles the Merchant in the Tempest of Love as much as you like it for nothing.
or
EN45!
Act 1. A Bohemian duke swears an oath of celibacy and turns control of his city over to his tyrannical brother, while setting sail for the golden age of Greece. While rounding the heel of Italy, a terrible storm strikes his ship, casting him ashore along with his sweet, innocent, and virginal young daughter.
Oh, Father, I'm so lonely and pubescent on this island. And sad. And thirsty. Oh, precious daughter, watch out for symbols of colonial oppression lurking in caves waiting for virgins! Yeah, okay, bye!
Meanwhile, on the very same island, the Duke's long-lost son, a young, handsome, dashing merchant, has been shipwrecked, coincidentally, on the very same island.
How shall I survive without funds in this strange foreign land? I know. I must needs find me an old Jew. Behold, here comes the convenient Judeo-Italian stereotype now.
What's the matter to you, eh? Need a payday load, bubby?
Tricks the merchant into putting down his brains as collateral on the loan.
Such a deal.
Act 2. Fearing ravishment, the princess disguises herself in man clothes and enlists herself as a page to a young, handsome soldier.
You there, boy. Yes? Yes. You shall woo the Lady Violivia for me, for she is shrewish, and I am sick with love. I too am a Fleming down there. And though I may not say it out loud, I love thee, though I am a boy. I swing if not that way, boy. Deliver this lady to Violivia. Hence. Whence? How do you get there from hence to thence?
Act 4. The young, innocent, and virginal princess arrives in Mandrag to woo the Lady Violivia.
It is I, the bitchy shrew, Violivia. Come hither.
Whither?
Hither from thither. If you come in, I'll show you my zither.
Act 4. On the 12th night of midsummer, a puckish sprite leads the lovers deep into a magical forest where he sprays the aphrodisiac juice of hermaphroditic flowers on each of their eyes. Meanwhile, the queen of the fairies seduces a rude mechanical who has the head of an ass.
I have the ass of a man and I'm hung like a donkey.
Act 5. In the ensuing bisexual, animalistic orgy, the princess's man clothes get ripped off, revealing a smoking bod and female genitalia. The merchant recognizes his long-lost sister.
My nearly identical twin.
My long-lost and strangely attractive brother!
The shrew decides she's bi-curious.
Oh, brave new world.
The soldier decides he actually prefers bottom.
And thereby hangs sweet tail.
The Jew exits, pursued by Bear.
Oi! A bear!
And they all get married in the state of Massachusetts and go out to dinner. Now give us your hands if we be friends.
Because all is well that finally ends. Thank you.
I had no idea Shakespeare was such a perv.
Yeah, 16 plays in 5 minutes though. That was pretty impressive. But if we're getting out of here before midnight, we have to get back to the tragedies.
Tragedies!
Interestingly, we've discovered that Shakespeare's comedies aren't nearly as funny as his tragedies.
Yes. Do you know what's funny? The Scottish play.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God! Don't say it.
Why not?
It's cursed. If you say the name of that play in a theater, you're dooming the production. That's why we call it the Scottish play.
But we are putting it on, and there's nothing remotely Scottish about it.
It's all in the performance, Callie. It needs to be done so that you can see the heather rippling on the highlands, feel the cool summer breeze wafting up your kilt, smell the vomit steaming in the alley outside the pub.
Oh, yes. Whiskey, kills,
Vomit!
Oh, and grab my book too while you're at it. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present our authentically Scottish production of Macbeth.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
What's staying perfect, what's speaking? Well, tell me what more.
Macbeth, Macbeth, beware Macduff. No man of woman born shall harm Macbeth. To Burning Wood come to Dunsinane, don't you know?
Oh, that's dead great. Never want to need my guy with fear of Macduff.
Say, Jimmy, I know that Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's really disgusting. Lay on that friend.
Ah, Macbeth, you killed me wife. You murdered me wife better than you did a poop in my soul. Aye, you did. I threw half of it away. Ah! Behold, here lies the usurper's cursed head. Macbeth, your ass is out the window. And never was there a tale of more blood and death than this of Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth.
In ancient Rome, Julius Caesar was a much beloved tyrant.
All hail Julius Caesar!
Hail, citizens! Who was born by Circe.
Where the Ides of March?
However, Caesar chose to ignore this warning.
What the fuck are the Ides of March?
15th of March!
Is that today?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar. So bury him. And let's get on to my play. Antony.
Cleopatra! Behold! Is this an ass I see before me? Come, venomous wretch!
You seem to have this inane idea that all of Shakespeare's charming heroines wear these really ugly wigs and vomit on people before they die.
It's an interpretation.
Kelly, barfing is not an interpretation.
Well, they were into it.
Antony and Cleopatra has nothing to do with gastrointestinal distress. It is a trans-global thriller about political maneuvering across the ancient Mediterranean.
Oh, one of Shakespeare's trans-global plays. I love those. Like the one that totally predicted 21st century communications.
What?
Yeah, it was called Two Mobile Kinsmen.
No. Callie, Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kinsmen.
Not two mobile kinsmen.
Two Noble Kinsmen.
No, it was definitely Two Mobile Kinsmen. Because the two kinsmen were Bill Gates and Steve Jobs.
No, the kinsmen were cousins who fell in love with the same woman.
So they were like sending her nudes?
No!
Well, that's stupid. I've never even heard of that play.
Well, that's because To Noble Kinsmen falls into the category of plays which are neither comedies, tragedies, nor histories, and which scholars refer to as the problem plays, or the other plays, or simply the bad plays. But you know what? That's not to say that all of his plays are bad. In fact, one of them, Troilus and Cressida, was hardly about merit at all. In fact, I wrote about it in my unpublished monograph, I Love My Willie. Oh, you guys would love it. It's big, it's long, it's uncut, and I've been pounding away at it for the past 5 years. In fact, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to whip it out for you guys right now.
We don't want to see that.
Oh, my monograph!
What else do you keep in your pants?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, like some sandwiches and stuff. You guys want one?
No!
Hey, what if we did an interpretive dance performance art version of your theme?
Oh, I love interpretive performance art. It's so pretentious. We can use Troilus and Cressida as a jumping off point to explore deeper themes such as the transient nature of life or the mythology and the arising and dissipation of form.
Yeah. I'll get some props.
Whoa, hang on a minute. I was thinking of a more straightforward and scholarly approach.
Well, screw that.
You start reading. I'll get some people to interpret.
Well, Troilus and Cressida was first written in 1603 and published in First Folio in 1604. Although this version was some 122 lines shorter than the second version published in Quarto in 1614, which was some 122 lines longer than that first version. And oh my God! What are you doing? My monograph has nothing to do with this dumb unicorn!
Isn't there something in there about the plot?
Of course I covered the plot. Look here on page 23 and footnote C, Troilus, son of Priam, king of Troy.
Okay, so you be Troilus, you be the king.
Loves Cressida.
I'll go get another wig.
Okay, who has arranged with her uncle Pandarus for a meeting. Although she feigns indifference, she's actually attracted to him.
I have to feign indifference?
Yes! Anyways, meanwhile, Agamemnon.
Agamemnon?
Boring!
Come on, that's the kind of stuff kids hate to study in school because it's so boring.
Yeah, like, as soon as you said Agamemnon, I was asleep. I'm sorry, guys, but I promised them I wouldn't be doing dumb, boring, vomitless, dry Shakespeare.
You don't even know these people.
I sat with them in the audience, and I bonded with each and every one of them. There's Kieran. He took a bus across town to be here tonight. There's my mom. She thought she was seeing Wicked, and she feels really ripped off right now.
What's your point, Callie?
The point is I love these people, and I will not let them get turned off to Shakespeare the way I was. Like when we were studying Shakespeare in school, I'd be looking out the window at the kids playing ball and thinking, why can't this Shakespeare stuff be more like sports?
Sports? What do you mean?
Like exciting and thrilling.
No, I get it. Take the history, for example. The king's throwing the throne, passing it, running up and down the field. It's basically football, but with a crowd. Yeah.
Huh. They are kind of similar, aren't they?
Wait, hang on a moment. I think I have a whistle!
Okay, line them up. Let's kick some royal ass. 25, 42, Richard III, Henry IV.
And the crown is snapped to Richard II, that well-spoken 14th century monarch. He's fading back to pass, looking for an air down field. Ooh, there's a heavy
Punch things downwards.
The crown is in the air and Henry VI comes up with it.
Victory's mine! Heavy rush from King John. Oh no! Chopping Henry VI into 3 parts. That's gotta hurt. This could be the Rosa cycle.
King John is in the clear.
My soul has elbow room!
He's at the 40, the 30, the 20. Oh no, he's poisoned at the 10-yard line. Facing down to number 72, King Lear.
To Reagan and Goneril, I hand off my kingdom. Cordelia, you go long.
Penalty marker! Fictional character on the field. King Lear is disqualified and he's not happy about it.
I'll be ref.
Coming up now is the father-son duo of Henry IV from Prince Hal. Center snaps to the quarterback. Quarterback snaps to the hunchback. But ooh, looks like Richard I is getting in trouble.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse.
Oh, there's a pileup on the field.
Fumble! Henry VIII comes up with it. It's at the 15, the 10, stops at the 5-yard line to chop off his wife's head.
Ah! Who's your daddy?
Touchdown, Red Rover. You better believe this is the start of the Tudor dynasty.
Henry V,
Richard III. This whole family's freaking absurd. Go Pats! Can I just borrow this book for a second?
I mean, okay, I guess. Just what are you doing with that?
Look, I just want to check the list of the plays. Because I think we might have done them all already, actually.
Really?
Yeah, look, we did the histories just now.
The comedies were a lump of hilarity.
That leads to the tragedies. Oh, we did Tyson Dramas of Both Blood.
And Romeo and Juliet we did.
Right. Julius Caesar, Charles and Cressida, right?
Well, we wrapped Othello. Lear was in the football game. Macbeth did it with those terrible Scottish accents. Do we do Antony and Cleopatra?
Yeah, I threw up on that lady over there.
Right. Okay, what about Tudor of Athens? Well, I mentioned it, so it counts anyways. All right. What about Coriolanus?
Let's skip it.
Why? What's wrong with Coriolanus?
I don't like the anus part of it.
Okay, we'll skip the anus play.
And that's it. That's all of them.
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey, looks like we can let y'all out a little bit early tonight, huh?
No, you guys.
What? Look.
Oh no!
Hamlet! Wait, Shakespeare didn't even write Hamlet.
Sure he did.
What's it about?
Oh, you know, the young prince struggling with his conscience after his uncle murders his father?
Dude, that's the Lion King!
Ladies and gentlemen, 36 plays down, 1 to go. Perhaps the greatest play of all time. A play of such lofty, poetic...
Wait a minute, Duncan. Hamlet is really intense and hardcore, and I'm just not feeling up to it right now.
What do you mean?
I mean, the football game left us all physically and emotionally drained. I just don't think we can do it justice.
We don't have to do it justice. We just have to do it.
Well, I don't want to do it.
Kelly, the show's called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare.
Okay, so we'll change it to the complete works of William Shakespeare without Hamlet.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Callie, I think all of your little friends out here would like to see it. What do you guys say? You guys want to see Hamlet?
Well, if you feel so strongly about it, you do it. I'll go watch it with them. He's my friend. I'll sit here and watch it with him.
Oh, no, come back.
No,
We
Hamlet, you can do it.
We gotta do that. Just come back.
Don't let me do it.
Callie,
Don't
let's
let
go!
go. You're all I have in the world.
Let's go!
Fine. Don't touch me.
Hey, jeez. So we'll start with the bridge scene. So we'll need a Horatio and a Bernardo.
Right.
We'll need a Guildenstern and Rosencrantz, too.
They have their own play. They don't need it.
I'll kill little Callie's cousin. I'll kill him.
Fine! But, I think that might turn him off live theater.
Get back here, you Shakespeare weenie!
Wow. You know, Callie's usually much faster than Duncan. Alright. Okay. So, we need to do the guard scene, but... Oh, shoot, it's just me. Oh, Daniel, just as we rehearsed!
Who's there?
Nay, answer me! Stand and unfold yourself!
Long live the king!
Bernardo!
Yeah, this is stupid. I'm done.
Wait, Daniel! Okay, guys, have no fear. I'm here. Who needs the rest of those people? Am I right? All right. Okay, so I gotta fill some time. Oh, you know what? I think Shakespeare wrote this poem. It went something like, "One that a brill with a shore is so that." Actually, wait. Is that the wrong time period?
Yes.
You know what? School's too hard to keep track of. Okay, you know what, guys, just listen up. This is pretty serious, okay? A few nights ago, I was having a nightmare. You know, like typical actor stuff, all right? We were going through the play. Everything was going great. 36 plays down, 1 to go. One last one. But then we realized, none of us read it. Gone. And so then, Callie and Duncan leave me on stage. I'm all alone. I didn't read the play. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, can someone just help me, please? Oh my God. Okay, you know what, guys? No worries. You know what? You guys look like you need an intermission. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it intermission. All right, I'll see you guys later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
H-E-L-M-E-T. H-E-L-M-E-T. What's that spell?
Hamlet.
Helmet, right? I gotta get my helmet. H-E-L-M-E-T. H-E-L.
You gave her a sugar, didn't you?
Nah, I promised her that if we did Hamlet, we'd go to Nudpub.
Oh. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the greatest play in the English language ever written, Hamlet, Hamlet, the tragedy of the Prince of Denmark. Setting? Denmark. The battlements of Elsinore Castle, 2 guards enter.
Who's there? Nay, stand and unfold yourself. Long live the king. Bernardo? He. It is now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Horatio. For this relief, much thanks. Well, good night. Peace greatly off. Look! Where it comes! What is that, Horatio? It would be spoke to. What art thou? By heaven, I charge thee, speak! 'Tis gone? I was about to speak when the cock crew. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto Hamlet, Prince of Denmark.
That this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. That should come to this, but 2 months dead, so loving to my mother. Frailty, thy name is woman. Yeah, you. Married to mine uncle, my father's brother. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables.
My lord!
Horatio.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Hey, my lord, I'm gonna hurt you.
I do many a thing for you. It was plentiful tonight. Careful.
He thinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw your father yesterday.
Saw who?
The king, your father.
The king, my father, but where was this?
On the platform where we watched.
We'll watch tonight, perchance walk again, all is not well. Would the night were come. The air bites rudely, it is very cold.
Look, my lord, it comes!
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Mark me.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear. If ever thou didst thy dear father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Mother?
Mother?
The serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Me uncle?
You uncle?
Let not the royal bed of Denmark become a couch for incest.
Incest.
A couch!
You, Hamlet, remember me.
My lord, this is very strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. So, piss off. I hereafter shall think it meet to put an antic disposition on. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to exit right. Right!
Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Oh no, Ophelia, what's the matter?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking together, and with a look so pious and purport as if it had been loose out of hell to speak horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love.
I know not.
Why, this is the very ecstasy of love. I have found the cause of Hamlet's lunacy. Since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief. He is mad. Look you, where the poor wretch comes reading. Away, I do beseech you. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well, you are a fishmonger.
What is it you read?
Words, words, words.
Though this be madness, yet there's method in it. My lord, I must away.
I am but mad north by northwest when the wind is southerly. I know a hawk from a handsaw. I'll have these players play something like The Murder of My Father Before Mine Uncle. If you do but blench, I'll know my course. The play's the thing. Where'd I catch the conscience of the king? To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, perchance to nap, to doze, to snooze. Too much is too much!
Lizzie, can we get some house lights, please? Oh my god, Thomas, what happened to your speech?
They were laughing at me!
At you? They were laughing adjacent to you.
No, that woman was laughing at me!
Okay, well look, that's Maria, and her opinion's worthless anyway.
No, she laughed at me just like they laughed at Brady!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a heavy-duty emotional speech, and frankly, Thomas just hasn't been feeling himself.
Brady!
Who is this Brady you keep on going on about?
I don't know, I mean there was a bratty student named Gritty that used to go to our school.
He was not ratty! He was going through hell! He was in this English class, re-cheated on an essay 4 times! And then, after he got expelled, his parents still hosted the end of the year gathering! Don't even care! No?
Wait a minute. So all along, all this stuff you talk about, killing the TV, embracing the bard, did you just make all that stuff up?
Maybe.
My god, I thought all of this was just part of Shakespeare all along, Lamau.
Andrew, you aren't really a preeminent Shakespeare scholar, are you? Are you?
I might not even be post-eminent.
But what about Dr. Prohl's class?
Are you Schmoop?
But I saw you participate in class.
I made stuff up!
I don't even know who you are anymore.
You know, when I went to Shakespeare, I thought it'd all be fast cars and hot babes, but no. The world of Shakespeare is filled with these iams and idylls and sonnets and quatrains, and I just can't take it anymore. Why is the world so cold?
I hope you're proud of yourself.
I'm sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like we won't be able to do the to be or not to be speech after all.
No! You can't skip that speech. It's the most famous one of them all.
It's overrated.
What? Overrated?
Think about it. Hamlet's supposed to be plotting to kill his uncle, and then he starts thinking about killing himself. It completely weakens his character.
No. It makes it more complex. See, the layers give it meaning.
The layers make it sucky. All those long speeches with big words that nobody understands. Like, what's the one that goes, I have of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercise. And indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, and look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestic roof fretted with golden fire. Why, it appears to me no more than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. Hey, that didn't suck.
My god. That was beautiful.
See, you guys, a speech can be both emotional and intellectual. The two can live side by side.
Like you and Callie?
Yeah, sure.
So, you mean, when we play Ophelia, she can have layers?
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. She's not all screaming and vomit, you know. There's actually something going on in that pretty little wig of hers.
I get it. Ophelia's complicated. I read in the Get Thee to a Nunnery scene, she's probably thinking stuff. And feeling stuff, like at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that scene right now.
Wait a minute. If Ophelia is really so complex, has all of these layers, we gotta take it slowly. Peel open her brain, like an onion.
No, that's gross.
No, that's great. Andrew, you're having a rare moment of lucidity. We can explicate Ophelia's id, ego, and superego and do a sort of Freudian analysis.
My God, a Floridian analysis! Okay, so I'll be Ophelia, and we just need someone to be Ophelia's id.
No. I can't be Ophelia's id. See, I already learned like all my lines from the first half of the show. I'm just overbooked.
I'm Hamlet.
You know what? Let's get an audience member to do it.
No, that's crazy.
What are you doing? You just can't get some
Her?
bozo. She's not some bozo. She's my friend. Would you mind reminding me of your name?
I'm Vicky.
Oh, well, you know what? Mind if we call you Bob? It would be much easier to remember. Okay, great. Thank you, Bob. So what we're going to be doing, Bob, is... Oh, shit. Hey, Thomas, mind telling Bob here about what he'll be doing?
Sure, Bob, it's very simple. Hamlet is playing out sublimated childhood neuroses, displacing repressed Oedipal desires into sexualized anger toward Ophelia.
Yeah, so just Hamlet's being a prick.
Exactly. Now, the id represents the raw animal power of the individual, which Jace perfectly encapsulated in Ophelia's trademark scream.
Why, thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome, Jace. Now, Hamlet gets all worked up and he tells Ophelia to get out of his life. He says, "Get thee to a nunnery." And in response, Ophelia's id screams.
All right, so what's going to happen is Hamlet's going to say, "Get thee to a nunnery," and you're going to scream. All right, let's give it a try.
Wait, let me step into character. Get thee to a nunnery!
My God.